Today in the episode, how much does a country breakfast cost in Rublevka? We're visiting the Latte beauty makeup bag factory. A long-awaited interview with Natalia Bondarchuk.
We have a busy day ahead of us today. We're going to visit Natalia Bondarchuk, then we'll be at the factory where they make our makeup bags. I wanted to stop here and show you all what the famous Rublevka actually looks like. It's certainly not the same as it was 20 years ago, but you can still see glimpses of its former glory. Everything's a bit dilapidated now, as you can see. It doesn't even feel like a luxury place anymore. Well, for now we can just have some breakfast here.
Yulia Alexandrovna promised to go on a diet along with all the Latte Beauty employees. We'll all be weighing in and tracking stats on Fat Secret. And so I'll be the one checking up on everyone and handing out punishments if necessary.
Dennis, I'm sending you my best regards. They sell something really delicious here. This right here is a wild strawberry cake. Its only downside is the price. Just look at it. $3,200. I'm not going to eat it, not because I don't want to, but because I think it's way too expensive. At this point in time. Marina, what year were you born in?
2003.
The restaurant opened in 2001. All of Moscow was partying in Zhukovka, and Marina wasn't even born yet. So you're that quintessential Gen Zer, right? Marina, so what are we having for breakfast? What should we order? Take your pick, you can have anything today.
Well, Yulia Alexandrovna, the breakfasts here are very pricey. Even the basic ones are $1,200. And
What's $1,200, you know?
the country breakfast.
The country breakfast is 1,290 rubles. Actually, maybe we should order it and compare. It's interesting to see what they eat in the country versus what they eat in Zhukovka. It's on me. We don't have any bonuses or premiums right now. By the way, when I was young and attending various events, I didn't have much money either, so I tried to save. And for instance, I wouldn't order certain drinks. 650 to 700 rubles. That's just for a pot of tea. It's terrible.
I'd rather buy makeup. I mean, it's just really expensive here.
Look, cottage cheese pancakes with sour cream are 790 rubles.
Almost 800.
Yeah. The cottage cheese bake with sour cream is also 790, right? And you say that we're making millions? Even here, the pricing in Moscow is just such that makeup compared to general expenses like dining out costs next to nothing, really. Let's get it and test it out. Zucchini pancakes with a poached egg and lightly salted salmon. It also costs 1,290, just like the country breakfast. It's just, let's have some variety. Basically, we have fried eggs, 2 slices of bread, and 2 sausages. And that costs us 1,290 rubles. Here we have zucchini pancakes, 3 pieces of salmon, and a poached egg. See, this is the best part, when you go like this, and that's it. Wow, yummy. Marina, how about you? Are you impressed or not?
Just the normal breakfast?
Of course, it's a bit like a country breakfast. But when I remember, I even used to visit my grandma in the village. Well, what do we eat? We eat eggs, we eat bread. There weren't any sausages, though. Sausages, first of all, aren't great to eat for breakfast or for lunch. In general, it's better not to eat sausages at all. But say, eggs and bread, that's just perfect, I think. I don't know, Marina, will you have the sausages? No. To eat? No. No? Then I'll eat them. That's how it is in business. You say nasty things about someone else, then go and buy it at a discount. All right, friends, so we've had breakfast in our luxury village. And our bill came to 4,300 rubles. 4 cups of coffee. Marina didn't wait for her tea, so she's eating dry food. Oh, the balance on my credit card is 0. But wait, I have another card. I just got my child support payment yesterday, thanks to my son. And my father always thinks I live on those 40,000. What can you even buy for 4,300? Probably our whole beauty box, right? You can buy a lip gloss. You can put together
Yourself, if
you
can put together a nice box.
You can buy a foundation. Plus gloss, plus mascara primer, plus eyeshadow. And probably even enough for lipstick, right? I mean, plus a sharpener. By the way, we have the best sharpener on wild berries. And
A sponge,
and a sponge there.
Hi everyone, I'm in charge today. The sponges we've been waiting for have finally arrived. They're in such pretty packaging. Everything's all feng shui here. All for the girls. We did our best. By the way, follow this story in shorts, reels, wherever you like. We're there. Everything about these products is very detailed there. Our girls explain it all. I can probably share a little insight while Yulia Alexandrovna is away. We're getting more sponges, and we expect high demand because, well, I've never seen anything like them. They change color. This myth that if it's from China, it's a low-quality product, I can tell you it's not true. On the contrary, it goes through many stages of inspection. So our quality is always up to standard. I was checking on how our renovation is going. I checked with the girls to see how the packing process is going. Basically, what Yulia Alexandrovna usually does. It's like what we have in the army, I wanted to say, what we call an inspection.
So we thought about making makeup bags. I mean, what beauty brand doesn't have a cool makeup bag? But of course, we decided to show off, as usual. There. And we pestered Lara, saying we needed a specific fabric, a style. Look, see the heart shape? Huh? Isn't it great? Imagine you're at Krasnaya Polyana, skiing down the mountain, or you've just stepped out of a luxury hotel with a bag like this, right? Remember we were saying, Lara, that it should be carried like this, so the logo should be
flipped. Why? Like this? No.
Look, see, everything will fall out. Look, see how it is? Well,
That's true. So
if you're going to carry it like this,
we could try putting a strap right here, either a handbag or a makeup bag. If we decide to make this into a bag, what we can do is put a strap right here, and the zipper will actually follow along this exact shape, just as you see it. Plus, we can also add some loops right here, which would make it kind of like a clutch. So it can be used as a makeup bag, a belt bag, or a crossbody. Let's try it.
the heart shape is beautiful. The heart
Shape will be preserved.
I don't really like this bright embroidery. I'd prefer it to be pink, you see. I really like it when it's delicate and subtle, when you can just barely make out the outline of our crest in the background. See, we have a beautiful Latte Milano.
We have a problem.
What is it?
We can't seem to find the right color for the trim just yet, since we're still testing and searching for new ideas. That means we can't simply order several kilometers of this trim right away.
But we like this trim. Vic, what do you think?
This is a warm pink, it's more... And this one is cold and metallic.
No, this one,
Yeah, I don't like the broken zipper.
let's go with this version. I really like it. And we developed this ourselves. We didn't copy anyone. We did it without any samples, just like this. Yes,
Sort the heart shape.
this is a shopper bag, yes? Look at this.
Shoppers are all the rage now.
I suggest, girls, that we keep Latte Milano on this side and put our crest on the other side. What do you think? So if a girl wants, she can show the Latte Milano side, or if she prefers the beautiful crest.
Usually, of course, it's only on one side.
Actually, I'm against any rules in the beauty industry because we are writing them from scratch. We'll take it, yes, but we'll change the trim, otherwise the shopper is ready. This is also easy. It's great to take on a trip. Just pull it tight and,
Tie it.
yes, tie it, and then, for example, just toss it into our shopper like this. Everyone asks you, what is that? And you say, well, it's Latte Beauty. And why Latte Milano? We'll explain that. It's because we have Italian roots. We still have sales in Italy, and they're after us. I got an email today, Marco wants to meet again. This is actually the very first time that we will be exporting this. We're producing it in Russia, and then we will be supplying it to Europe. We're going to support the Russian manufacturer. Lara, I know it's hard. There's a shortage of seamstresses. The competition for skilled hands is massive. Even the marketplaces themselves are taking workers because, well, they need people to sort orders.
For example, we have a huge ozone warehouse nearby. They're snapping up all the available apartments. There's a very strong prejudice against foreigners. But without foreign labor, we just can't manage. The process has only just begun. Where blue-collar jobs are starting to pay more than management or office staff. And people have slowly started coming back, and thank God for that. So in about 5 years, we'll probably have fewer issues. But for now, we're training people ourselves. This is a machine that takes over as many repetitive tasks as possible from the seamstress. On this makeup bag, this part will be quilted, this one too, probably these strips as well. So we automate as much as possible.
Amazing.
Well, let's give it a try.
Let's do it, yeah.
There it goes, it started sewing.
So,
I mean, we used to do all of this by hand. The girls would sew and we'd mark it out with chalk somehow. Then we tried doing some engraving there. Now this represents a day of my mental labor. I plan it all out, how the machine sews, where it places the back stitch. And that's it, then off we go. The most interesting part will be at the end. We only use a laser for cutting. To ensure our products are factory quality rather than handmade, we invested in equipment, a laser cutting system, and we cut everything on it. Starting the program. Here's the laser itself. So essentially it's the same knife we used to cut with just a laser beam. This is exactly the set for the samples. So all these little pieces, they go into this product.
I thought when I arrived here, there'd be a bunch of seamstresses sitting at machines. But here again, a robot is doing the hard work, not a person. Why is it that only in management there's always some kind of manual labor?
We still can't do without people regardless. I mean, no matter how hard we try, even the Chinese, when I look at Chinese products, I can tell what a robot sewed and what people sewed. It's impossible to outsource every single operation, and we still can't manage without the girls. Okay, so it's finished, the 16th one. Yes, right now it's starting to cut. And now it's cutting along the contour. This piece here, it turns it into a finished component that will then go on to be embroidered.
We're just in shock. I take it all right now, sew it at home tonight, and come to work tomorrow looking beautiful with my Latte beauty bag.
Actually, with this fabric, I was afraid at first that we'd hate working with it. Because usually all these raincoat fabrics, especially with that sticky backing, my girls just struggle with them. And it surprisingly sews very well. And the embroidery too, she says, is just absolutely perfect. It doesn't break threads, it's easy to thread, and it's well and short, great.
If you really like us, please make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Lara, is it perhaps challenging as a woman to run such an enterprise?
You know, I have this principle, I tell my employees about it too. If you wake up in the morning and don't want to go to work, don't come, just don't. I enjoy it despite all the difficulties. I have 3 kids, I'm on my own. I've been raising them for a long time. Being an entrepreneur in Russia is a feat. A feat, yes, in a way. Well, because really, objectively, there are many difficulties. First, there's no staff. Second, no one taught us management. So we're all self-taught, our generation. Well,
That's true.
we all learn from our own mistakes. And maybe, of course, if we sewed some simple things, yeah, we would, well, maybe we'd already have 10 such machines.
Wouldn't
We took the hard way.
we also, Lara, decided to take the hardest path possible. Most of our collection is what we try to make individually, not from a factory catalog. I think you just need to, if you can do something, try to do it to the max. And I can feel that with you too. So anyway, Lara, hang in there and everything will be fine. We need to go to Moscow urgently to handle sales. Yes.
Actually, any production without orders dies out. So we tell our clients, we'll make your things and you focus on your buyers.
What I've always told you, we always seem to meet truly decent, genuinely wonderful people. People who are also deeply in love with what they do.
After intense filming, Yulia finally fulfills a long-held dream. She's visiting the legendary Natalia Bondarchuk. Their talk is about true values, secrets of a great family, and the price that true recognition demands.
I love flowers very much. I terribly love flowers. I always have roses, always. I tell the cameraman, please stay near the flowers. A distracting moment. Here where you are is my mother's house. She built it without men, without anything. We lived with Grandma in a temporary shack. It didn't survive. And Moose used to come to us.
Yes, right here.
And Grandma says, Natashka, come, take a look. And she takes buckwheat porridge and feeds them.
You have such a harmonious, well, even atmosphere. When we arrived, it's like stepping into a fairy tale, sort of.
We need to preserve our planet, first and foremost. We shouldn't undermine it, we shouldn't distort it, we shouldn't hurt it. It's a living being.
Mama.
Bambi, my dear little son. Volodya Fyodorov and I have been working side by side, running and managing the Bambi Theatre together for a long time, for 20 wonderful years. It has truly been an incredible journey, sharing all those experiences and memories together. How did it start? First there was the movie Bambi, which starred very famous actors, Maris Liepa, Lev Durov, Gedimina Staranda, and my dear mother, Ina Vladimirovna Makarova. As soon as we finished the second part, Bambi's Youth, the Bambi Theatre was born at the Film Actors Theatre. All the tickets were already sold out 4 months in advance. Well, jealousy from the older generation. All our tickets are sold out, but for the adult shows, just a handful of people. There are little bunnies, little ones, but the adult restroom is a long way off. He realizes he won't make it back in time, and the prologue has already started. Bunny's brothers, we must gather. And so he went in the trash can right there in front of Maganitsky, in the theater, in the temple, and for us that was proof that it's all, if you take 7 years, that's how old our theater is. For 20 years, even a bit more, we've been in this amazing place, the Palace of Creativity for Children and Youth, Koroshevo.
I understand how men survive in this complex world, but how hard it must be for women, even from such a famous family.
Well, first of all, thank you for the roses, because plants help me a lot too. There are many more demands, many more. But if I told you that for the last 6 years or so, I've been filming only at my own expense. I got something from TV here, something there, someone helped me a bit, and for 2.5 years now I've been making The Snow Maiden.
You'd think a film like that would definitely
be. And we presented it to the Ministry of Culture, and we didn't get a penny. Oh, that's Bondarchuk, she'll find a way. You see, she'll provide for herself. But the fact that I have 50 children, besides my own family, 50, that's the theater.
I think, it's so feminine that as your main pursuit, besides directing, you chose a theater where children perform. It's so warm and, so many people in this world need a mother.
And she was born in the taiga.
And
it's a small town, a Siberian town, but she lived her whole life in Novosibirsk.
I was born in Novosibirsk.
You see, it's all no coincidence. You have dimples on one side and on the other side.
What was the main thing your mother maybe bequeathed to you or told you?
She's a girl from Siberia, right? She sees a falling star and she manages to make a wish. I want to be an actress. And she became one. For which savage should I wash my neck today? For the little one or for the big one? That's Saltykov-Shchedrin. That's Saltykov-Shchedrin, you understand, right? All of this, the love for the classics, of course, for Pushkin, for everything I did later, that's Mom. Dad saw me only when I was an adult. We'd been apart for 8 years on the set of The Red and the Black. We stood facing each other and cried because he saw a real actress, as he told me. And after, of course, Solaris. He valued that role very highly. But with Mom, it was my whole life, and with Grandma, because Mom was away, Dad was absent, and Grandma raised me. My mother, why did she break up with Dad?
Yes, that's a question that concerns the whole country, by the way.
It's very important to understand that during the war, people, just like now, returned without arms or legs, crippled and so on. And he was a handsome man, dark-browed and dark-eyed, and a Stalin Prize winner for the film Taras Shevchenko. There was an issue of Ogonyok. Vasily Stalin calls Dad and says, "Go to Aragvi, I'll show you something." Dad thought it was a prank at first, then realized it wasn't. It was Vasily Stalin, the son. So he arrives, and the other shows him the Ogonyok magazine. His portrait, and it says honored artist, and crossed out, is truly a people's artist, written by Stalin himself and signed. And he became the youngest people's artist of the Soviet Union. And can you imagine the jealousy that started? And all of it fell on Mom, some fake things.
They probably called.
They said, "And where is that And she realizes that this will go on for her whole life. And then she would have to give up her profession and just be the woman beside him. But she was invited to star in My Dear Man. That's my most favorite role. And her favorite, and all the viewers, with Batalov, right? Amazing. There was a role for Dad there. But he already had Fate of a Man. Mom was the first to speak. Seryoja, we have to part ways.
Wow, this is a real exclusive for us, quite unexpected, because the whole country thought differently.
No, he collapsed on the sofa almost unconscious. And when she came to, she saw that he was literally sobbing. He didn't want to part with either his mother or me. And after that, Irina Konstantinovna became the kind of wife who basically gave up her own acting career as well. She only appeared in either my father's films or in the films of my father's friends.
Friends, Jana doesn't just work as our SMM manager, but Jana also has a very bright creative future ahead of her. Her artistic director, Natalia Sergeyevna Bondarchuk. Of course. It turns out it's like I'm not really the boss, but I'm not as famous or as talented as she is. Well, Jana, you are lucky. I'm sincere. This is a moment when I'd really like to be in your shoes.
I thought, well, my mom signed me up for a drama club and I'm having a great time. But when the serious productions began and Natalia Sergeyevna stepped onto the stage, I realized what a team I was actually working with.
Janoshka, come sit next to us, you beauty. You have such blue eyes, beautiful. We could start filming you right now, couldn't we? This is our shared award, isn't it? Hold it in your hands. The Mordvinov Award.
I'm truly proud that our theater received such an award because I know how much it means. I've been going there for 10 years. 10 years?
10 years. We already need to perform the Snow Queen. And who is the Snow Queen? And so we found our Janoshka.
You're a brave boy. Hello, everyone. You can call me Baroness. I
play the grandmother of Kai and Gerda, and she plays the Snow Queen. I was so nervous because this role is it's a very mature role.
What's the secret of the Snow Queen?
My secret for the Snow Queen is that she's actually Kai's real mother. We
have this reality show we're filming called Glitter Through Tears. And it's also a metaphor that tears can melt away any pain, and in the end there will be a shine. And so when you mentioned the Snow Queen, it resonated so much that essentially Gerda's tears melted the Snow Queen, and behind that mask of coldness was a loving woman, a loving mother. That is so touching.
I really love endings that give people hope, honestly. So I'm just a little bit unsure. Forgive me, Ostrovsky, forgive me, classic, but my Snow Maiden is coming to life.
For me, the fact that I introduced Yulia Alexandrovna to a part of myself, in fact, is actually very important to me, because Latte Beauty is now like a second family to me. I really want this brand to take off finally so that people buy it, love it, and respect it. That's the main thing, respect, because love can be earned, but respect is not for everyone.
Today was quite a routine day, but I don't think it should be seen as a negative. Everyone was busy with their own things today, and Yulia Alexandrovna, well, she wasn't here, so there wasn't much of that today. I've come to realize that it's good when we work separately from each other. It turns out that the efficiency is higher, because we're doing what we're supposed to do, what we were hired for. And at the same time, Yulia Alexandrovna, with SMM and PR, she's handling the external side. So we need to increase organic reach a bit, and I think this way, when everyone is busy with their own thing, is the most optimal approach.
Latte Beauty is heading to a cat shelter. Watch how the Haven of Goodness Foundation works small miracles.